Under the sky to rob, steal, or kill. I'm wondering why it's a dirty game. Is any man worthy of fame? My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly crime he might perpetrate next?
He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of this homicidal maniac.
Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it may be when you're listening to this, but this is Kamikaze Soundwaves, and I am here to speak about the PlayStation 4.5. I just kind of want to give you my thoughts on it initially. I am not going to dive into specs. I'm not going to dive into capabilities of the system. That's neither here nor there. I am not in any way, shape, or form to sit here and tell you what it can and can't do. I am only going to speak to you as a rational consumer, someone who is based on an income who is not liable to just throw $400 and something out to pick up the newest, best, greatest thing that just happens to be produced. I will buy something if it really grabs me that way. And to be honest, this is not looking up to something that me and how I would want to buy a new system coming out. That I'm not intrigued by buying a new system that is basically the same one that I already own for a higher price tag that may speed up the load speeds that the system has already. It may potentially make the games look greater. That's fantastic, but I am not going to push out 400 something or odd dollars for a system for essentially does exactly what I wanted to do already. There is a no PlayStation 5. You know, let's be honest, let's be real. I mean, nobody's seen it. Nobody has physically said, hey, this system is happening, but let's be real, let's be honest, it is happening. If they're doing a 4.5, what wouldn't be their reason for not doing a 5? I mean, at this point, Sony is killing the game. They're the king of the consoles. You know, it is what it is. Microsoft, they lost me. I was an Xbox fanboy for a very, very, very long time. You couldn't tell me that Sony was anything. I mean, I owned a PlayStation 3. There's a long story to that because I never even planned on purchasing one. I did own one, and I did play mostly just the PlayStation exclusives. And Uncharted is amazing. Resistance was really, really cool. But other than that, it sat where it sat at, and it collected dust. Never played it, never really touched it, unless there was just some exclusive for PlayStation that I just really, really was dying to have. And there wasn't very many. Now, Xbox, on the other hand, the 360, Jesus Christ, I mean, any and every game that came along, I played it, especially their exclusives. If there was any debate on what game to get this system for, I was there for, you know, Xbox. So, long story short, PlayStation 4 came around, Xbox One came around. I made the decision of getting the PlayStation 4, and the reason being is because I don't know. I mean, the sales were better. I mean, that's not something that made me want to buy it, but there was just something about the system that just said, hey, you know, this is for you, man. I'm telling you. I don't know if it was what it was, but I went that route, and, you know, against my better judgment, I weighed the options back and forth. Xbox One, PS4, Xbox One, PS4, because I did not jump right into it when both of them came out. I held back for a long time, still played all my games on my Xbox 360. So anyway, long story short, I picked up my PS4 first, and I instantly fell in love with it. I was enthralled by everything that it had to offer. Xbox One, I finally picked one up, and honest to God, it took the place of the PlayStation 3. It sat right there, collected dust, and I basically turned it on when a new Halo game came out because I am a huge Halo fan. So the PlayStation 4.5. To me, I feel like the PlayStation, Sony guys are getting a little ahead of themselves. So what? I don't understand who this is for. Well, I guess I could say I kind of know who it's for. It's for the people who have way too much money and time on their hands, because I'm not that guy. I am not going to go out, me personally, as a rational consumer, to go out and buy the same system that I already own that could maybe make the games a tad bit better. Yes, it's supposed to be capable of 4K capabilities, and it's fantastic. But the games that were already made were not ready for 4K. So if the games are going to be in 4K, they need to be already prepared for that. And the games that I already own are not going to be able to push those capabilities. Will they probably make them look better? I probably so. But you know, I'm not going to go out and spend that much money for the very limited library that I have for the system I already own to make those games look a tad bit better. The only game that I religiously play is Destiny, and that's pretty much it. And honestly, don't get mad, Xbox fanboys, but I'm kind of glad I went with my PlayStation 4 choice, because it is kind of the best console for the game. But that's neither here nor there. Exclusives. So I don't really know who is interested in this and who's gonna buy it, and it definitely isn't me. I haven't really had a real rounded discussion with people who are talking about this. I haven't even really, you know, brought it up in any conversations with people that I talk about video games, but it seems like PlayStation gets really ahead of themselves to put out the system saying like, yeah, we're the best and we're even better now, watch this. It's like, come on guys, 4.5. I mean, we're already 2.5, maybe, I can't think of the day at this point when the PlayStation 4 came out, but why in the hell am I going to go out and shelf out another $400 when I know around the bend in the next 2 years tops there's going to be a PlayStation 5 announced at most? No thank you, no thank you. I don't think they would be stupid enough to put out a console saying, well, you bought this console, now there's exclusives to this console, and alienate their already pre-existing buyers who already bought the console. I don't think they would be stupid enough to do that. So anything they're going to put out, I'm pretty sure that, you know, the rich people, I'm not going to say rich people, but people who are that into 4K and new shit coming out and how much, you know, they got that much money to spend, buy it. That's terrific. But I don't think they're going to alienate people like me who are just not willing to spend that kind of money on an existing product that's just dolled up a little bit. I don't think they're going to alienate someone like me and the other probably thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who probably are going to do the same thing I am. So really, realistically, I mean, I know VR's kind of the almost selling point of it as well, because VR apparently takes a lot of power. I don't, like I said, I'm not a spec guy. You know, I literally turn it on and I'm like, hey, it looks great, or hey, this looks like shit. It's one of two things. I don't really dive into all the numbers and etc, because I'm just not that smart. I just like to shoot shit in the face and hopefully it looks beautiful. I do so. Cheers. But I know the VR has a big part to do with it. The VR, but if I'm not mistaken, PlayStation's pushing out their own VR headset. I mean, it's probably a gimmick, like just like the PlayStation camera and all that BS and Kinect and etc is. But I mean, you know, honestly, I experienced VR for my first time like 3 days ago. I went to Best Buy and I saw the Samsung VR thing and I picked it up. I was like, this is fucking cool. But I'm not paying $100 for it. I know it's all 99% of it's all in beta testing. It's all very, 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 very new. Not for me. You know, I want something very fleshed out. It is what it is. You know, there's the cardboard things, the Samsung thing, the Oculus thing. I don't even know if the Oculus is released yet. I don't know. I'm not following the VR thing. I just feel like it's kind of a fad. I feel like it's kind of a, you know, some kind of just peripheral, like most of these things are. I'm just a TV controller guy, man. I was born in 1984. That's just the way I like to play games. It's very, you know, like the Nintendo Wii. It was amazing to wave that damn controller around left and right and then 2-3 months later, I didn't give a shit about it. You know, I mean, they seem so interesting and so cool, but you know, man, I mean, most of these people who play games nowadays, man, we're just so used to the TV, the controller, and you know, it is what it is. I'm not saying that something can belong, you know, just change the game completely, but as far as I stand right now, I'm not planning on buying the PlayStation 4.5 in any way, shape, or form. It's not for me. PlayStation 5, we'll see. I'm just the type of person who likes to just let it come out, let it get fleshed out. I'm not in any way in a hurry to pick up the newest thing. It just doesn't do anything for me. You know, I'm very satisfied with the setup that I have right now. Like I said, I am a religious player of Destiny. That scratches my itch for pretty much any gameplay that I feel like I need to do. I am interested in that Star Fox Zero, but I'm a huge Star Fox fan. Not a big Nintendo fan in any way, shape, or form, but Star Fox 64 was like my main game when I was like in high school, but that's neither here nor there. So Star Fox Zero is definitely on my target list way before PlayStation 4.5, and now I'm getting way off topic, but hey. Anyway, PlayStation 4.5, man, if you got the money to spend, tell me about it, and tell me how I should buy it, and I probably won't. I'm sorry. I mean, we can have a well-rounded debate about what it is and what it isn't, but I honestly feel at this point, just hearing what I hear about it, I'm not interested. Don't think I'll be interested, even if they tell me that Destiny even looks 10 times better. I'm still content with what I have. PlayStation 5 will come around, Destiny 2 will come around. Even then, I'll probably hold off for a bit. Probably not for Destiny 2, but Destiny here nor there. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for listening. It's Kamikaze Soundwaves, man. PlayStation 4.5. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe, you know, I tell you, I won't buy one. We'll see, man. Alright, anyway, thanks for listening. See you next time. Later.